We're now joined by a very special guest. Zach Haire joins us, and he is in Hoover, Alabama. There you are, Zach.
How's it going, guys?
We're great, man. How are you?
Doing good. A little warmer today, a little drier as well.
Yeah, that'd be nice if they wouldn't get rain. So
Yep.
Zach's with Eddie Sports Treasures there in Halls, and it's a crazy time for collectibles. I've learned that through my son, who actually collects Legos, like whole Lego sets.
Yep.
But yeah, tell them what you've got going on there at Sports Treasures in Halls.
Yeah, so we are coming up on what will be the 1 year of me taking over the shop. So we are a sponsor of Sport Fest. I'm sure a lot of people out there have heard about it. Coming up here June the 3rd, a week from Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
We are the sponsor of the autograph area. There are going to be a lot of the guys from the 98 team, coaches, players coming back for that. So in conjunction with that, we're going to be doing a pretty big sale next week. And with that, Memorial Day, everything. Haven't came up with a catchy name for it yet. Still working on it.
Let me work on that. Back in my drinking days, I could come up with something pretty creative, Zach, but I'll work on that.
Yep. So be looking at our social medias, Facebook, Sports Treasures, Instagram on Sports Treasures TN. We'll be posting all of that pretty soon. Probably going to be some pretty good sales on UT autographs and unautographed items, as well as, like you said, cards, singles, boxes, not necessarily sports cards. We're, on Saturdays, Pokemon's pretty big at the shop.
Yeah.
So as well as apparel, we have that, and then other signed mini helmets, baseballs, footballs, jerseys. Got a good selection of any Chiefs fans out there. Recently, we're at the draft for a card show, and I picked up a lot of Chiefs memorabilia while we were out there.
Nice. All right. So Eddie retired. So is it still Eddie Sports Treasures, or is Zach Sports Treasures, or just Sports Treasures?
So it's just Sports Treasures. Actually, it was never legally Eddie Sports Treasures.
Okay.
He just kind of called it that because, hey, I'm going to Eddie's, that type of thing. And so over the year, it's Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that's made it a little difficult. We have gotten it back to where it's just Sports Treasures. The only thing that's not Sports Treasures is our eBay store is still the Wall of Fame. That was my my personal one.
Gotcha.
A lot of people from Knoxville remember the Wall of Fame from back in the day.
Yeah.
I used to work there when the owner passed away. I was able to purchase the eBay store at that time. So that's the only thing that's not Sports Treasures. Everything else is Sports Treasures.
Okay, so I assume you're a big baseball fan. You're in Hoover, Alabama. Yeah. After such a just incredible season that caught national acclaim and criticism last year, what has been your thoughts on the Vols throughout this season?
So it's interesting. I have a buddy of mine. We were actually equipment managers for the team
cool.
when Serrano was there. We were there the 3 years that Senzel was on the team. So we were on those teams. We were part of those teams that made it back to Hoover after the few years of being off. So it's definitely been a fun ride the last few years. I mean, I got season tickets once I graduated, and I couldn't give them away the first couple of years. And then the team starts playing better, hosting regionals, super regionals, midweek games. People are calling me asking for tickets again. But the biggest difference from last year and this year, last year had a lot of those first round guys, brought back the pitching staff, and kind of steal some information from Coach Serrano because he was on there the other day. I think this team had a lot on their back coming in. They had a lot of expectations. Talking about preseason number one, and even Coach Vitello himself said, "Hey, that's we're not quite there yet." But it's been fun this year. They're more of a true team. They've got the pitching. I mean, when you get into tournament play, especially regional, super regional, you've got three pitchers in a bullpen. You can contend with anybody. And I mean, we've got, I would say, three of the best starters out there. And then you've got, a back end of your bullpen with Kirby and Burns and Camden Sewell that come out and shut people down. And I mean, Havliston yesterday, he pitched well. The weather just didn't do us any favors. It was pretty much raining the entire game. Deer Hoyer, Tennessee was playing.
Zach, it's funny, flying under the radar right now, while the baseball team is probably is what we would say not entering the NCAA tournament with the same type of momentum, and success they had last year. On the other side, the softball team is having its best season since Monica Abbott was there in 2007.
Yeah.
So here's my question. Karen Weekly or Tony Vitello, who gets a national championship first?
Ouch.
Probably Vitello, and just because Oklahoma is so dominant in women's softball, I think that would just make it tough. I mean, this is the year if the Lady Vols can do it. This would be the year to do it, but long term, you get the beating in the SEC all year, and that prepares you for the NCAA tournament, and can get hot at the right time. But I think if Karen Weekly's to get it before Tony, it would be this year. But I think long term, I think baseball has the better shot just because of the softball is so top heavy most years.
Yeah,
so
they should have had.
Go ahead, Caleb. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah, softball already should have had it because Monica. I mean, they had that series in 2007. I mean, that's got to be one of the. If you want to talk about in Tennessee athletics, maybe the most heartbreaking type of loss in Tennessee athletics history. That series, Arizona in 2007.
Yeah, I remember watching that.
So, as far as the baseball team, kind of your final thoughts on this season, and then still in contention for the NCAA tournament, right?
Yeah. So they definitely. I know they were fighting for a host coming into the SEC tournament. My thoughts were kind of they probably need to go 2-2 to get that host, but just to get the job done yesterday. Pretty much everything's out there's got them going as a 2 seed in a regional. A lot of it's about pairing. If you get somebody that's hot, if we play like we did against South Carolina and find that momentum we had against Vanderbilt with that rotation, I think you can compete with anybody in the country, and all you got to do is get hot at the right time. I definitely think they can do it. I mean, last year's Ole Miss team was the last team in the tournament, and they were the last team standing then at the end as well. So if you can get hot at the right time, they've got the pitching, they've got the bats. Burke's due to come out of that slump anytime now. As well. And then Maui's turned it around after getting through that little bit of injury. It slowed him down first half of the year. Griffin Merritt's been a key part for them as a transfer coming in. And then, as long as Dickey is healthy, hopefully he's been playing these last couple of games. So get him to stay healthy. That's, those guys I think can carry you offensively, and knock on wood, they seem to clean up the errors they had earlier in the year. So that's a big part too. You just got to play catch, as John Wilkerson would say.
John, yeah. I know John well. That is one fantastic individual there. So he had to put up with some of my shenanigans back in the day.
Yeah.
But, Zach, great stuff, man. Again, Sports Treasures, how do we find you online and in locale?
Yeah. So best place on, Facebook, Sports Treasures on Facebook, Instagram, Sports Treasures TN. We post all new product. Today there was, I'm not down there, but there are several products came out today. We'll have, they'll be posting on there. And then we were off North Broadway, 4819 North Broadway, shopping center next to Big Lots and Harbor Freight, kind of in between there. And, the 31st, I believe we're planning on doing a football break for those people that do cards. They know what that means to them. So check us out there, and be looking out for some sales this coming week as our kind of 1-year anniversary.
It's crazy. The year flies by. It's my 1-year anniversary of Off Thug Sports, and it just it flies by. All right, Zach, have a blessed day, safe travels, and thanks for the update.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Thanks, buddy. That's Zach Haire of Sports Treasures. Pretty cool stuff.